Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so today our plan is to finish off which we were unable to do it in our previous lecture, okay, on Saturday. And then we will begin with kind of the concept of solid state, okay, so that you will appreciate how the energy bands are formed. So what I'm planning to do is in the class, probably I will avoid going through all the mathematical derivations over here. If any one of you is interested, you can of course take it from me later on, but this is not going to be part of the course as such. Like even in the textbook, it's not mentioned. But I have done all the mathematical derivations from scratch. Uh, just to be on this kind of on the completion stage. All right. So we are mainly interested in this exercise, which is actually part of one of your laboratory assignments as well. Okay. So that's numerical methods, but we will do that in the process. Okay. So let's begin with today's class. I think it's 10 o'clock already. All right. So today we are going to understand the concept of rectangular finite potential well problem, which is in contrast with the infinite well where V naught was equal to infinity, right? So here we should also keep in mind that still in this case we are going to have this condition which is valid. So the energy of the particle E is less than V naught. However, V naught is not much greater than E. Okay, that means V naught is not kind of infinity or something. In the previous case, when we were dealing with the infinite rectangular well, okay, we thought that V is infinity. That means 0 less than E less than much less than V. Okay, so this is the difference between the infinite and the finite one. All right. So once we are speaking about the finite potential well, we will essentially encounter a sort of more complicated model which you cannot solve analytically. Okay, so there are several approaches of modeling. Okay, I think I should have discussed this at the very beginning, but now you will appreciate it now. Okay, so the first approach of the modeling, okay, is basically your numerical modeling. Okay, the second one will be the, let us say, the analytical one. There is no particular order of this. However, I am just writing in for that. Number 3 is something which is very, very new, so to speak. That is the data science based model. Okay, let us first understand this first. Okay, so so that you get the things in perspective. What are the things which are how this approach is done? So first of all, let us understand why modeling is important. Modeling essentially doesn't always mean that you are trying to model only the devices. No, no, no. There is circuit modeling also. Okay. For example, when I am teaching, for example, let's talk about Cedra Smith. Okay, Cedra Smith is a textbook on circuits, isn't it? You have done it in your previous, like in your BTech, and so in those cases, you will actually come across that. What kind of models you are doing for the circuits? Can anybody tell me? Circuits के लिए कौन-कौन से model use करते हैं? Exactly, very good. Okay, so small signal model. Now the question is, ये small signal model जो है, and also large signal model is there. There are several other models. Ebers-Moll model is there. So there are several models for this. In fact, these are all falling under certain approximations. So why this approximation is there? Like, what do you mean by this term, small signal approximation? Because whenever you are trying to deal with a circuit, it will become very difficult for you to analyze a circuit unless you make certain assumptions. Okay, so कौन बताएगा? Like, who can tell me what is the meaning of the small signal? Like, let me say implies. This term small signal, what does it mean?
AC analysis assuming all the DCs are zeros.
Yes, AC analysis. I mean, small signal is. Sorry.
Low frequency analysis.
No, not at all. Even high frequency analysis is done using small signal. This is a conceptual question. What is the meaning of small signal? In fact, the first answer, whoever said, he's in the correct line. AC analysis तो है ही, क्योंकि DC analysis में कोई small signal नहीं कहता. Small signal analysis is valid for AC only. So whether it is low frequency, high frequency doesn't matter, but it is always small signal. In fact, at the BTech level, whatever AC analysis you have done, they are all small signal. Okay? Large signal analysis, Monte Carlo techniques, nonlinear analysis, modeling. The small signal analysis is basically the circuit level. This is basically the circuit level, circuit modeling, like I say. In this course, we are dealing with PMMD, physics and modeling of microelectronic devices. So this is a device modeling course. Okay, na? But circuit modeling also you have done, although professors did not explicitly mention or specify this. So things will become clear now, what I'm teaching you. Let's talk about the ID. I will use the notations of Cedar Smith. Okay, this is kind of very standard all over the world. That means capital I and capital D stands for DC values. Capital I, small d stands for DC plus AC values. Okay, so this is going to be capital VDS. And this is capital I, small d. Okay, that means it is DC plus AC. This is the notation kind of very much in vogue, but there is no hard and fast rule about that. This is just notation. The characteristics जब हम draw करेंगे ना, the characteristics are something which all of you are aware of. Now, these characteristics are something which you will learn in this course in much more details. So this is something which you all know. Now, this is a device level characteristic. So whatever I'm drawing in red color is the device characteristics. Okay, so whatever I am drawing with the green color now is basically a circuit characteristics. Okay, what is this called? Load line. Okay, okay. So ये DC load line जो है, this load line, how does this come about? Notice I am drawing a circuit for a, simplest possible circuit you can imagine. So what is this circuit called? Technical term for this circuit? इसको क्या कहते हैं? Resistive load. What? CS, common source. Common क्यों कह रहे हैं? Because all the voltages what you measured, VI, VO, VDD, everything is with respect to the ground. And this ground terminal is added to the source. That is why it is called common source. So the source terminal is common for all the voltages which we are measuring in this configuration. Okay, that's why it is called common source. Okay, so ये common source configuration or circuit कुछ भी कह सकते हैं. यहाँ पर resistive load लिखे हैं. In some advanced level textbooks, they will also call it as the passive load CS amplifier, because CS configuration is CS amplifier, whatever. So passive क्यों है? Because its resistance is a passive load. अब ये load का concept क्या है? Remember, the load here is only R. You can also call it RD if you want. And if we are putting one load resistance separately as RL, then the load resistance will be RD parallel RL. This, I think these are all known to you. So let's avoid that, and we will just think that the RL, the load resistance, is simply RD. I am not going into the analog part, why it is all that. These are BTech level, very, very simple. I am not wasting time on this. So, abhi dekho. Ye load line kahan se aaya? This load line is something coming from the circuit perspective, where, so this red colors, whatever I have drawn, the device characteristics, these are essentially of the MOSFET alone. Okay? Now, the load line is coming from the circuit perspective, where I am essentially considering this transistor as an active element. The passive element is the load. Remember, this is the passive load configuration. Okay? Passive, yeah, resistive load configuration. So in this case, what we have to observe is that when VDS is equal to 0, यहाँ पर देखो ID VDS है ना, तो ID VDS अगर है, then when VDS is equal to 0, यानी कि यहाँ पर VDS, what is VDS? The voltage drop across the drain and the source of this NMOS. So अगर if VDS is equal to 0, then what will be the current? VDS अगर 0 है, then VO is basically 0. That means it is kind of short circuit with the ground. Yes or no? Then the current ID is given by VDD minus 0 divided by RD. So यहाँ पर हो जाएगा VDD by RD. I'll put it in the green color so that you can understand that this load line is only connected with respect to the circuit only. I am not considering anything about the device. हम पहले ये सोच रहे हैं there is a short between these 2 points. That's it. अगर ये short है, that means VDS is equal to 0. ये short होगा या नहीं? From the device level, we will look into that later. आंखें बंद करके अब हम सिर्फ सर्किट सोच रहे हैं. मान लो कि अगर ये 0 है, that means source and the drain are shorted. Then basically the current which you will get is VDD by RD. तो यहाँ पर current axis है, यहाँ पर VDD by RD हो गया. Now when current is 0, ये 0 कब होगा? Current कोई जाएगा ही नहीं. When, what will happen? यहाँ पर if this is switched off, यानी कि if I mean this is switched off, if the transistor is completely switched off, what will happen? The current will be 0. Transistor is switched off, current कहाँ से जाएगा? ये VDD से ground तक ही तो जाना है ना. तो अगर यहाँ पर current नहीं जा रहा है, then there will be no drop across this resistance. Then V0 will be equal to simply VDD. तो ये V0 क्या है? VDS ही तो है. So that will basically become VDD. This is a simple concept of the load line. Okay. Now notice this is going to be an important understanding. कि ये जो load line है, is it possible to reach this VDD by RD current? Answer is no. Is it possible to reach the like let us say this point over here? मतलब these intercepts. These intercepts are coming from theoretical values, and like conceptually from circuit theory we will get this. Once we are shorting these 2 terminals, and other time we are opening these 2 terminals. That's it. Open short का खेल है यहाँ पर. वहाँ से हमें ये load line वाला concept मिला है. The main concept about the load line is to get the slope of the load line. Okay. This is about circuit modeling. Now यहाँ पर ये model क्यों कह रहे हैं? Because this is the mathematical way of describing the circuit. So models, as I always told you earlier, model means that we are going to speak about a mathematical model. This word mathematical model, this mathematical word is often not even mentioned because this is known to everybody. Like model मतलब mathematical model, ठीक है? So this mathematical circuit model is given by the load line. अब ये small signal का concept क्यों आ रहा है? देखो, what we understand is this is the DC load line. That means based on the VDD. If you notice VDD, VDD by RD, these are all DC values. Okay, this is DC power supply. यहाँ पर VI VO का concept नहीं है. VI VO का concept तब भी आएगा based on the value of VGS which you are applying to the circuit. ठीक है? तो VGS क्या है? Each of these characteristics are VGS, है ना? ये हो गया VGS1, VGS2, VGS3, VGS4. अब मान लीजिए कि मैंने यहाँ पर I want to kind of bias the circuit. यहाँ पर biasing network हमने नहीं डाला. So that means the biasing network will look like something like this. Okay, self bias. मैंने यहाँ पर नहीं डाला, ठीक है? So this is kind of analog IC design which you will learn in the next semester with Saroj sir probably. But anyways, I can also teach that course. So now what I'm suggesting is, it depends on the value of VGS you are choosing as the DC bias at the gate terminal. Okay? So if you are choosing this particular value of VGS, that means I am not talking about these, but I am concerned about this particular line. ठीक है? अगर हम इस VGS को मानते हैं, तो then what will happen? This transistor NMOS is essentially going to follow which trajectory? Clearly, it is going to follow this one. इधर से आओ, आकर यहाँ से. In fact, that means the moment I have chosen the VGS value, I can essentially erase all the rest. In सबका मुझे कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है, because once you have put the DC bias as VGS using self bias, so your transistor will always behave according to this particular line. So बाकी का आप भूल सकते हो. Forget about those other characteristics for which are valid for different VGS values. Okay. अब small signal का concept क्या है? Now let us understand that instead of this, मैंने इस VGS के बदले में मैंने यहाँ पर ये वाला VGS लगाया था. Then what will happen? Our device will essentially follow this particular value of VGS. Now, what does it mean? जब भी आप कोई gate bias, अभी now let us think about the AC part. AC is this VI and VO are the AC. Okay? So when we are applying one VI AC voltage, what will happen? This VI is going to superpose on the DC which we are getting over here. अगर हमने self bias किए थे, so what is the value of the VG voltage you will get? That is the VG, capital G. Okay? That means the DC part. So DC part will be equal to, सबको पता है, R1. If this is R2, this is R1. ये Thevenin voltage divider rule. R2 VDD by R1 plus R2. Very simple. Okay ना? So when I'm writing VGS over here, देखो capital V, small VGS. So what? This is basically comprising of the AC part plus the DC part, which is the capital VG, जिसका value हमने यहाँ पर लिख के रखा है ना? So here comes the concept of small signal. So if we are choosing this value, so that means this essentially becomes the Q point, DC biasing का. So अगर ये Q point stands for quiescent point. Quiescent is an English word meaning stable or stable. I mean stable का ही complicated English word है quiescent. Anyway. So this is a quiescent point or Q point or stable point, DC point, whatever. अच्छा कुछ भी बता सकते हो. तो ये जो Q point है ना, तो Q point के हिसाब से अगर आप देखोगे, आप VG को कितना वैरी कर रहे हो? Remember, this VG is a straight line, and here is the AC. ठीक है? So what is the value of the VGS? So let me draw it like this. This is your VI. This is a DC. So what is the value of the VGS? कैसे रहेगा? समझ में आ रहा है? So this is your AC. This is your DC. You are simply superposing this AC over the DC. So it will essentially have a DC shift. So this is your DC. This is your DC. What is this DC? This is basically capital VG. What is this much? This is your VI. ठीक है ना? Very simple. Now, what does it mean that when you are putting this VI plus capital V, capital G, ये वाला concept, then your AC signal का variation के कारण this VGS is going to shift from here to there. ठीक है? अभी small signal का मतलब क्या है? कि this variation is very small with respect to the DC value over here. Why is that important?
To choose proper stable point.
Sorry?
To choose proper Q point.
So this is also a proper Q point only, right? Q point, remember, small signal concept doesn't relate to the Q point as such. Q point is basically, I mean, this is the choice of the designer. ठीक है? तो Q point आप यहाँ कर सकते हो, बढ़िया है, और भी नीचे कर सकते हो.
There will be clipping in the
Exactly, very good. Whoever it is perfectly correct. Clipping क्यों होगा? That means notice this. You are speaking about clipping, but the correct answer would be आपका dynamic range of the output will reduce. डायनेमिक रेंज कह सकते हो, अदरवाइज डायनेमिक स्विंग, सिग्नल स्विंग. So if you go through different textbooks, different authors write different ways. If you are speaking about Razavi, which is kind of the Bible in analog ICs, so in Razavi, Professor Razavi basically writes of signal swing. Okay? So ये जो swing है ना, swing will be reduced. So how much of swing can you allow? Remember, so if you are speaking about this VDS axis, you can allow a maximum swing of here to here. क्यों? क्योंकि this is limited by from here to only this much. After that, it will be in cutoff. Current तो zero हो जाएगा, है ना? Similarly, if you are choosing a cue point over here, the swing will be restricted by only this amplitude. So that is the reason why we always try to choose the cue point sort of middle of the variation from this to, let us say, slightly above the cutoff region. तो इन दोनों के exact बीच कहाँ रहेगा? यहाँ पर. That's why I put that green color here. ठीक है? So we have to choose the VI values. We have to choose मतलब we have to restrict the VI in such a manner that whenever there is a signal swing from here to there, that signal swing, the amplitude should always be much less compared to the DC value over here. What is that value? Capital V, capital Gs. So that means this VI should be much less than capital VG to ensure that under no condition, under no variation of this AC signal VI, the transistor will go into either either in the active or the ohmic region or the cutoff. It should always remain in the saturation region. Okay? Remember, saturation region in MOSFET circuits is the same as active region in the BJT circuits. So this is a kind of a misnomer. We will understand that when we do BJTs. Okay? So since we are in the MOSFET technology all throughout the world, so we will speak in terms of the MOSFET characteristics. So MOSFET के लिए ये saturation है, ये ohmic है, और ये cutoff है. ठीक है? In case of BJT, this becomes the active. This ohmic region को हम लोग कहते हैं saturation. ठीक है? And this is the cutoff as usual. Okay, so please understand that active region in case of BJT is the same as the saturation region in case of MOSFET. All right. So that is the whole concept of a small signal. So ये small signal करके हमारा क्या फायदा हो रहा है? So we can essentially have a very simple analytical model for the circuit. ये थोड़ा सा analog हो गया last 20 minutes से. But anyway, now you come to kind of relate to what you have understood in your BTech. Okay, I do not know whether these concepts were very clear in your BTech, so just a revision. All right, so let's come back. So this kind of approach, whatever we are doing, that kind of, these are the analytical approach, so that you can develop a, just say for example, this ohmic thing, whatever we are doing here. So all of these things are essentially helping us to understand the physics of the circuit in a much better way. तो अगर आपको physics समझना है, remember again, connect the dots. This course is called Physics and Modeling. Okay, so modeling basically helps you to understand the physics much better. Yeah, modeling मतलब analytical modeling approach. So which will involve lot of physics, whether it is for the circuits or for the devices. Okay, so now, but what is the problem with this approach? ये physics अगर करना है ना, then you will always have to take some approximations. For example, यहाँ पर हमने small signal approximation लिया है for the circuits, because the moment we say that okay, we are going to have a large signal such that the device will basically go into the ohmic as well as the cutoff regions, then you have a different sort of modeling. Okay, then we say that okay, we are going to have a very high frequency in which यहाँ पर for example, these are always going to have one body terminal, right? यहाँ का जो CDP, drain to body capacitance है. So the frequency we are essentially going to use, suppose for very high frequency. Those of you who are working in RF, I think Naresh is working in RF. So for those people who are working on RF, you will notice that the CDB capacitance is going to play a big, huge role. Okay, those are called the parasitics. Then in RF में आपका parasitics का complications आ जाएंगे. Then this small signal approximation is not valid. Okay, so we'll have to think about those with better precision. Now, if that is so, how come this software which I spoke about earlier, Cadence and Synopsys, how do they work? Do they literally solve these equations like this as I'm doing all the designing, circuit designing from scratch, let us say? So we will be doing, if I'm teaching you circuit level courses, then I'll be, for example, in this course, we will be designing circuits, devices from scratch. In the circuits course, I'll be designing circuits from scratch. So when we are like designing circuits or devices, in those cases, we are taking these certain physical approximations. But Cadence doesn't take care of the physical approximations, right? It will always give you the correct answers, right? So for that, we will be using something called numerical modeling approach. So all the Synopsys, Cadence, LTSpice, PSpice, Tanner, even Xilinx, all these kind of tools which you find, they will not be able to analyze that's a software that simply goes by certain algorithms, right? So those algorithms are valid for each and every, मतलब इस MOSFET के बदले में अगर हम diode दे दिए थे ना, it will basically solve it according to the same set of equations and the theory which it has. Those theory will be the numerical models. Okay? So this numerical modeling approach, this is basically taken care of all the simulators which you see around us. But ये numerical modeling जो है ना, this numerical model will always give you a solution irrespective of whether these approximations are like approximation की जरूरत क्यों है? For example, Cadence doesn't bother about small signal, large signal, high frequency or anything. You make the circuit, give the frequency, it will basically give you the results. That's it. So what it will do is, it will essentially be doing the numerical modeling. Sometimes it will not converge because of the numerical algorithms not being kind of robust enough to give you the solution. It's a problem with the algorithm. Okay, you change the algorithm from Newton-Raphson to let us say finite element method, some more what are the others for Monte Carlo, for example. It will definitely churn you some results. Okay. Now, this data science approach is something even much more interesting, and this is basically gaining a lot of attention in the world right now. Data science approach क्या है? Suppose you know how the resistance performs through experiments. Experiment हो सकता है, simulation हो सकता है. That means you have got the data. That means you know that resistance का variation क्या होगा? ID, I will not call it VDS, ID VRD. Okay, the current versus the voltage drop across this RD. क्या होगा ये? Straight line. Cool. So this is the ohmic characteristics of the resistance. Then you know the red colors. That means the characteristics of this MOSFET. Okay, so data science क्या करेगा? कि once it knows that RD varies like this, and it knows means it has learned from the training data set. So training data set will be the results of this resistance, results of the device. Okay. So based on what it has learned from this device characteristics and resistances, it will start to find out how the combination of this resistance and the transistor will essentially work out. This is called the data science approach. That means in data science, you need not understand how or why the characteristics is like this, how or why the device characteristics is like this. इसमें आपका physics का कोई concept ही नहीं है data science में. Okay, but it turns out that the data science, machine learning, that will be giving you the most accurate results out of all these three approaches. Okay, but data science, and that is the reason why data science is being adopted by industry like anything. Okay, for each and every, matlab, YouTube learns from you, WhatsApp learns from you, Facebook learns from you, everything, right? So you open up a Facebook, within 2 days, Facebook will figure out all your friends from your high school. How is it happening? At the moment, it is basically data science. Okay? So this data science modeling approach is basically from the data which you have provided. Remember, when you are opening an account in Facebook, you have to give the data concerning, okay, for example, I was in St. Xavier's in Calcutta. So the moment I mentioned St. Xavier's and I graduated in, let us say, 2000, 2001, something. So in that case, what will happen? Then it is going to find out all the students of St. Xavier's who basically graduated in that year. And then you will find, अरे ये तो मेरा दोस्त है, because आपका दोस्त ने भी, when he opened your his Facebook account, he also mentioned that, okay, St. Xavier's year of pass out 2000. Okay, so now this is the concept. So basically, the moment you mention the year of your passing out and your details, from there it is going to basically connect through the algorithm. So यहाँ पर data science है, इसमें you do not require any specific physical understanding of the phenomenon or anything. Okay? And that is why industry is very much into this right now. Very much, very, very much. Okay? So analytical modeling approach. So what is the benefit? So analytical modeling approach basically gives you the physics. And that is where researchers have to basically deal with. So if you are essentially designing a new data science algorithm, you get papers, you get recognition. अगर आप algorithm नया बना रहे हो, अगर आपने numerical modeling approach के भी नया algorithm बना रहे हो, then also you get. Otherwise, if you are developing a new physics, you have to do it with analytical modeling approach. Okay? So as far as your research and R&D is concerned, it is all about developing new algorithm or new physics, new models and all that. But in industry doesn't bother about research unless you are in R&D as such. Okay? Then what is the situation over there? Already existing algorithms को कैसे apply करोगे FinFET पे ताकि आपका circuit ज़्यादा perform करे. That's it. Okay. So in this course, we will be concentrating on this analytical approach. Sometimes we'll notice that this analytical modeling approach का जो expression रहेगा, that is impossible for us to solve it using analytical methods. There we will resort to use numerical modeling. One typical example of this is what we are going to do today. For example, in our previous lecture, we did with this infinite rectangular well. Dekho, as I told you, this word infinite is an approximation. That means this is always true. ठीक है? ये infinite कभी reality में होता नहीं है. ठीक है? अगर आपने infinite ले लिया, then the problem becomes simple and we can functions, equations. But this is very good for our understanding of the physics, because unless we understand the infinite potential well, अब finite potential well वाला real life situation आप कभी apply ही नहीं कर सकते. Please understand. You cannot even understand that how, I mean, you cannot even solve it. Okay, analytically. So here we will understand about how to solve this finite potential well problem using numerical methods. Okay, so this is basically the first foray into the numerical modeling approach, which is used by the simulators in its backend. All right. So when you are using Verilog, when you are using Cadence, LTSpice, I think all of you have used LTSpice, right? So LTSpice, जब भी आप use करते हो, so in those simulators will always have the numerical modeling at its backend. Right? Awesome. And remember one thing, numerical approach will always be able to give you a solution. Okay? Whereas analytical may or may not be. So as far as the theory is concerned, we have already done that. Region 1, region 2, region 3, region 1 and region 3 are the same, except that it is going to have an exponential variation. Here it is going to be an exponentially decreasing variation, as I have shown here. Okay, nothing much. In our previous lecture on Saturday, which we could not complete because of bad internet. So here what we will observe is that psi2 is going to be b cos k2x. अच्छा ये sin कहाँ चला गया? On Saturday we have already explained that if it is a purely symmetrical periodic, symmetrical well, in previous class, what we have done, 0 to L. So that means it is completely asymmetrical, perfectly asymmetrical well, यानी कि 0 and L है boundary conditions. तो वहां पर हमने sign लिया था. So I specifically mentioned if it is minus L by 2 to plus L by 2, you have to take cos. तो यहाँ पर I mean, I just to make it as an example, यहाँ पर minus A plus A लिए हैं ताकि यहाँ पर आपका cos आ जाए. ठीक है? So the other things which you can see over here, it is very clear. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, once we have got this b cos k2x kind of expression, then again continuity of the wave function at minus a, continuity of the flux at minus a. Okay? And then we arrived at this particular expression. Now we will see how to solve it numerically. This is an kind of expression which we have got. Then, likewise, we also figured that tan k2a is also given by this. So if you notice, these are, whether you choose the minus a, I mean, whether you choose to find out the boundary conditions at x equal to minus a, or else the boundary condition is at plus a, you reach out into the same expression. They are the same. Whether you are doing plus a or finding out the boundary conditions at minus a, you will reach out to the same expressions. Okay. Now, अब देखो हम यहाँ पर इस expression से हमें क्या मिल रहा है? Notice that k2, I am just replacing k2 by its original thing. k2 कहाँ है? देखो, here is k2. ठीक है? So we will put this expression of k2 over here, and then k1 by k2. ये k1 कहाँ था? k1 यहाँ है ना? We have, this is basically how we have chosen the time independent form of Schrodinger equation. तो k2 by k1 या k1 by k2 हमने उसी तरह से लिखे हैं. Clearly you will notice that root over twice m by h cross, root over twice m by h cross cancel हो जाएगा. Okay, so v0 minus e by e, उसके full root, that is what you will get. Okay, now how to solve this? So हमें अगर हम इस equation को solve करते हैं हमें क्या मिलेगा? Notice small a is a constant, h cross another constant, small m mass of the electron constant, v0 is the potential barrier height, again a constant. So if we can solve this equation for the energy eigenvalue E, we will get E in terms of A, H cross and M, which are all, and V0, which are all constants. ठीक है? तो इसको अगर solve करना है, this equation, if you understand that this cannot be solved analytically. Okay? यहाँ पर numerical methods की जरूरत है. Then what we shall do is, just for simplicity's sake, z equal to ये वाला जो है ना tan के अंदर. So this I will put it as a variable, and accordingly we will find out the value of E in terms of z, h cross square z square by a square divided by twice m. Okay, so I have written everything. I have transformed this capital E with respect to z. That's it. Then you are left. I have transformed this equation into this form. This equation can be solved numerically. Okay. So इसको अगर हम solve करते हैं, how to solve it? That will be part of your lab experiment. ठीक है? I will give you some ideas how to do the numerical method using Python, या MATLAB, Octave, whatever. Then you will essentially end up in a relation like this, in a graph like this. इसमें हम लोग क्या किए हैं? Left hand side, we will choose, this is kind of called one of the simplest, easiest ways of solving numerical methods. It's called the graphical technique. यहाँ पर tan z जो है ना left hand side, तो left hand side, that is the blue color, उसको हमने draw किया. Okay, this variation in the blue color is the left hand side, LHS, यानी tan z. Right hand side जो है ना RHS, that is given by this orange variation. Okay, now when is this equation valid? when the left hand side equal to right hand side, है ना? So that means whenever this orange color, which is a solution of, which is the plot of the right hand side, is intersecting the solution of the left hand side, I mean graph of the left hand side, यानी कि this point, these points, as you can see. ठीक है? Now comes a very very important point. यहाँ पर solution क्या है फिर? Solutions will be at these particular dots. That's why I have put SOLN, solution. अब देखो, अब इसे ध्यान से समझना. Shall I right. So now let me explain this. Yeah. देखो, so these black ones are essentially the solutions. लेकिन इस solution लेके हम क्या करेंगे? हमारा उद्देश्य क्या है? Like what is our objective? Our aim is to find out the value of the z. अच्छा, z का value क्या होगा? Notice that if we go over here, z was the parameter of tan, that is the argument of tan. That means it is in radians. ठीक है? तो इसलिए मैंने यहाँ पर pi/2 के हिसाब से लिखे हैं, not exact values on the x-axis. तो यहाँ पर हो जाएगा radians. So this z is equal to this expression which we have already seen. अब replace z by e. तो अब देखो, अगर यहाँ एक solution है, यानी कि ये orange line is intersecting with the blue line. So that means this is a feasible solution. इसको हमने यहाँ पर एक we have essentially drawn a projection on this z-axis. यहाँ पर देखो 0.0. So that is the z-axis here. In terms of z, we have drawn a projection like that. Okay. So projection क्यों कर रहे हैं? We want to have the value of z at these solutions. तो जब भी हम ये solution of z हमें मिल जाएगा for each and every point over here, so we are essentially getting the value of z, which are the solution, feasible solution of the numerical equation. मतलब इस equation का value of z मिल जाएगा जिससे कि ये equation valid हो. ठीक है? तो we have already got that values of z. तो अगर z मिल जा रहा है, then we are getting the valid values of e. ठीक है? समझ में आ रहा है? So this is the numerical technique. It doesn't involve the mathematics and lot of physics involved. हमने सिर्फ ग्राफ से ही निकाल दिए. ठीक है? Now, अभी let us understand. So this is how we obtain the value of the energy values, like energy eigenvalues. जैसे यहाँ पर हमने निकाले थे ना, for the previous case, n square pi square h cross square by twice ml square. ठीक है? From principal quantum number we got all that. So the same energy values we will be getting over here on the basis of our solution in terms of the numerical methods. Okay, so here what we will do is, if we are essentially trying to get all the like data points, उस data points से हमें यहाँ पर energy E मिल जाएंगे. Correct? So what we will do here is that suppose okay, let's get back to the bigger picture. Okay, so if we are getting the value of E, now notice that if we are having, अभी ये ध्यान से समझना, ये conception पूरा clear हो जाएगा. देखो हमने कहा like what did we say? As V0 becomes much greater than E. In this case it is not so, इसलिए यहाँ पर cut कर दिए. But in the general case, अगर ये V0 E से काफी ज्यादा बढ़ता जाएगा तो क्या होगा? ये K1 बढ़ता जाएगा, राइट? अगर K1 बढ़ता है, then इस इक्वेशन में, in other words this particular equation, this equation में K1 बढ़ रहा है, correct? So the tan value will go on increasing, correct? So tan value कहाँ है? This blue is the tan value. This is the left hand side. Okay, left hand side is tan z, है ना? So that means this orange color will essentially go on higher and higher up. So अगर ये, if the solution becomes, मतलब what I'm trying to tell you is, suppose now the equation is something like this, और बड़ा कर दिया. So basically this solution will essentially go on increasing along this tan value. So what we understand is, as and when V naught is essentially tending towards infinity, so as limit V naught tending towards infinity, क्या हो जाएगा? ये जो solution का ये black dot है ना, this black dot will essentially go up, increasing and increasing. Where will it go up? It will essentially merge with these vertical lines. Actually ये vertical lines आना ही नहीं चाहिए था. This is basically a problem with Python or MATLAB, क्योंकि वहां पर ये लोग क्या करते हैं कि I mean what Python or this numerical algorithm do is, यहाँ पर ये एक connection कर देते हैं. Instead of this solid line, if I had drawn the data points, it would be a straight line, and there will be no point, no data point in this line. यहाँ पर this is basically it's something like this. इधर आके then it should have started like this. Okay, समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Explain. Okay. All right. So what MATLAB or Octave, whenever I'm drawing with straight lines, it will simply connect using some line like that. Okay. तो अगर मैंने यहाँ पर एक dotted line लिया होता, it would have appeared something like this. Axis ऐसे, बीच में कोई dot नहीं है, फिर यहाँ से ऐसे. It's a problem because of I drew it as a straight line. हाँ, अगर straight line draw कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पर इस dot को और इस dot को simply उसने एक straight line से connect कर दिया है to make it continuous. Okay, that doesn't mean that there is a point in these straight lines, in these blue straight lines. Okay, so the point which I want to make is, as V naught tends to infinity, ये जो energy है ना, this point gradually more and more shifts to this over here. Okay, everybody with me? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? हाँ, समझ लो इसको, ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है. So if we want to use numerical methods to solve the previous problem, यहाँ पर previous problem में it was easier because it was infinite potential well problem, we did not bother. अगर हम इसको, if we are doing it using numerical methods, then also we can reach it the same way. The only thing is these dots will essentially appear very close to these vertical straight lines. ठीक है? And later on, if you notice, ये vertical straight lines कहाँ पर ये meet कर रहा है? Pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. Okay. Later on, we will see if we had by the choice of the wave function, आप अगर change करोगे यहाँ पर 2 pi by 2, 4 pi by 2 भी आ जाएंगे, which essentially means that this value of z is essentially corresponding to n pi by 2. Okay, so this is basically meaning that the way we had got the principal quantum numbers, those principal quantum numbers are nothing other than the values of the coefficients of the pi by 2 which you are obtaining on the z-axis over here. Okay? So in the finite potential well problem, you have to solve it only through numerical methods. You do not have any other way. And what we observe is that the solution is kind of far away from the solution for the infinite potential variable, where it will be exactly n times of pi by 2. Z will be like that. Okay, that's it. Excellent. So this is the method which we are going to follow. When you will solve this, in the laboratory, if you notice here, I have already written all these assignments. Okay, the solutions are here. In fact, all of these curves are essentially generated using these Python scripts. I'm not going to show it here because I want you to work on it yourself. Okay, so that finishes off with the finite potential well problem and how to solve it numerically. Okay. In the next class, we will begin with solid state. We will understand solid state from a physics perspective. We will understand the very, very important concept of something called basis and lattice. And thereafter, we will, the last problem of Schrodinger equation, application of Schrodinger equation, which we will encounter in this course, happens to be this one. Like, we will understand what is the meaning of a lattice, and this periodic infinite potential well problem is again an approximation. Yaad hai? Analytical modeling approach will always involve some approximation. Yahan par, this is also an approximation. So we will go, and this approximation was used by Kronig and Penny. So Kronig-Penny model use karenge, and we will understand the concept of the Bloch theorem. And thereafter, we will not go into this mathematics, unnecessary for this course, and at your master's level, it is kind of unnecessary. For PhD, it's okay. Then finally, we will end up in this equation, and again, we will try to solve this equation numerically, जैसे हमने यहाँ पर किए हैं आज, ठीक है? An introduction to numerical methods. उसी तरह से इसको भी हम numerically solve करेंगे, ठीक है? And we will get this. So after the first 1 or 2 lab sessions, when you get a kind of a minimum introduction or kind of hands-on experience with Python, numerical Python, then we will understand how to design numerical algorithms for solving such problems. ठीक है? जब आपका analytical problem, जैसे कि इसका analytical solution impossible है. You cannot solve this analytically. You can solve it numerically itself. This is the solution. Okay. So the valid energy bands are here. देखो यहाँ पर energy bands की हम बात कर रहे हैं, whereas in this case हम यहाँ पर bands नहीं, हम एक energy state की बात कर रहे हैं. That's why it is a dot on the curve. Okay. So what are the various energy states we have seen? The lowest energy state is here, E1 if you can call it. Then E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, E7. So whatever are the dots, you will essentially get that. So when you are trying to go for the infinite potential well, तब ये हो जाएगा आपका E1. So both of these dots will essentially merge together at this particular point. Okay? So that's all for today. And in the next class, we will start with the concepts of solid state, and then we will understand energy bands using the quantum mechanics part. So once we have understood energy bands, then we will enter into semiconductor physics. Okay. So after that, we will not be dealing with quantum mechanics anymore, but we will go straight into semiconductor properties, and थोड़ा सा semiconductors हो जाएगा. So towards the end of this month, we hope to begin with devices. Okay. Thank you so much. Questions, anyone? I'll just stop the recording. Yeah, Srinivas.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah.